Guys again. We've had a really good summer of work by our guys. Really excited about our off season, what we've been able to do throughout the draft, free agency, trade, and we're really excited to get this thing going on Monday. So happy to answer any questions.
If you have a question, please raise your hand. All right, we'll get started today with Sean Cunningham.
What's up, Monty? Good to see you.
Hey, Sean.
How just overall, when you look at just the way this team looks, I think on paper, some might say that it's very similar to what last season roster was. Just what is the confidence level? I know it's probably always an evolving process for you, but just what overall is the confidence that you have in this group that's put together?
Yeah, I think we're certainly excited that we were able to bring back some of our key pieces, whether it was Rashawn re-signing or, Terrence and Mo, who we were able to get at the trade deadline. But also welcome back Alex, Len, who provide a big presence for us inside. And then certainly in the draft and what we've seen of Davion, as well as Namias so far. So I think, we've added some good pieces and kept really the core intact. And also we'll be able to see maybe what we didn't see a lot of at the end of last year, where we weren't fully healthy with our trade deadline acquisition. So really excited to see it on Monday.
And then just, from your own, I guess, mirth and amusement, I mean, how amusing was the offseason seeing you and your team kind of just linked to so many different things?
Yeah, we're always active and just doing our jobs and see what's out there. But we also, like we talked about, we got to stay disciplined, and we're really excited about the core that we have here. So we're looking forward to seeing them out on the floor and in action.
Hands, please. Anyone? Hands. Thank you, James Ham.
Hey, Monty, how are you?
I'm good, James. How are you?
Good. Hey, just with the way that your roster is currently constructed, it does need some balancing, it feels like. Do you still have some thoughts of moving this thing around a bit, or is this kind of what you're going to go with going into the season?
No, this is going to be our team going in. I get maybe from a traditional standpoint, but I look at our roster and I see a lot of versatility, guys that can slide up, slide down, and really give us different looks. So talking with Luke, I think we're excited about the possibilities of different lineups, how we can match up to different situations. So I think we have actually pretty good roster balance in the sense of maybe not traditional thinking, but like we can, defensively, shooting, ball handling. I think we can put a lot of different lineups out there to match up however we need.
And just from a general manager standpoint, what is your sort of the way that you handle summers like this where trade rumors going nonstop? Do you pull them aside right before camp and just have like a long conversation about how we move forward, or do you just let it play out and let Luke handle some of that?
No, we're, I in particular am in constant communication with our guys just throughout the entire summer, all of them. And so, we handle that, between them and their agents as needed. But we talk to them regardless of what's going on, just to stay on top, see how they're doing. Certainly a lot of our guys were in market for a large portion of the summer, which was fun to see as well.
Jason Anderson.
Hey, Monty, good to see you this morning. Thank you for your time, sir.
Hey, Jason.
You guys have been linked to a lot of trade talks through the summer, and it does seem like you were close on a number of deals. Has this experience kind of reinforced or taught you something new about just how difficult these kind of deals can be to get done in the NBA?
I think it was an off season, a pretty normal off season. This is the type of all the things that we experienced are pretty normal. And ultimately, I think we ended up in a fantastic spot with where our roster's at. And so right now we're just focused on seeing them on the floor together.
Okay. How will you evaluate Luke and his work this season, and what are your expectations? What do you hope to see from him in terms of his performance and the team's performance as well?
Luke, along with Rico Hines, our head of player development, really put together an awesome off-season summer plan. We had our guys in Sacramento. Our guys got together in LA for a few weeks, and really we've seen incredible improvement physically as well as skill wise on the basketball court. Obviously we have some fresh faces as well on our coaching staff, so excited to see them integrate, and they've already done a great job. Luke's done a great job kind of bringing his group together, and so again, we're just excited to see it.
Go to Jason Jones.
Hey, Monty, what's going on?
How you doing, Jason?
Doing all right. First, with the play-in tournament being back again, and the idea of the top 10 teams having a chance now, does that alter the view or maybe the goals of teams in the off season? Just because a couple of years ago, if you in the top, if you're going to be 10th, that didn't really, there's no chance of the postseason. So did that give maybe a bigger window or make teams like yourselves a little more aggressive, knowing that top 10 can get you into the postseason?
I don't think necessarily. We certainly have the goals that we've set, but at this point, it's all about what can we do in the immediate term to get there, and that's why right now we're focused on training camp. I think that would be the same regardless of what that kind of setup was at the end, but yeah, it does continue to give different tiers of goals for teams to get into the top 6, the top 8, the top 10. Which I think is nice at the end of the year. But for us, I think the current immediate near term is going to be the same.
And being able to bring guys like Mo back, bring Rashawn back, and get guys returning. The Kings haven't always been successful at getting keep retaining guys in the last 10 plus 15 years. Just what were the conversations, and what did you hear from guys like that and guys like an Alex Lynn who had been gone for a year that made them say, hey, we want to go ahead and come back and, try to keep this thing in the right direction?
Certainly a big credit to Luke and his staff. Guys want to play for him. Like you said, Alex, even after a year away, coming back. Rashawn, a huge part of what we're doing. Re-upping on a big deal. Mo, who was here for just a half season, but really kind of ingratiated himself with especially the young guys with a little bit of a veteran presence and wanting to continue that. I think it's great to see, and add to that, certainly De'Aaron last year extending, and Tyrese and Davion and all their comments. I think it's a testament to what Luke and I and the whole staff right here is building.
Go back to Sean Cunningham.
Yeah, as it pertains to Davion, with the summer league title under his belt, I don't know if that necessarily accelerated maybe some of the things you were seeing, but did it exceed any expectations? Not only seeing that title, but maybe seeing what maybe he would be able to produce in a rookie season.
We certainly had high expectations for Davion, as we talked about on draft night, but we love to see it in action. As we talked about, Davion has won at every level he's been at, fresh off a national championship at Baylor, and to come in and spearhead a summer league championship, a testament to Bobby Jackson and his staff, but also Davion. I think what he does is infectious and contagious, and seeing not just him, but Jemias Ramsey and Lewis King and Chimezi Metu and Namias coming in, Robert Woodard, like those guys really step up and lead us with defense first to the title. I thought was exciting to see, and Davion was obviously a huge part of that.
And because of what he brings on the defensive end, and it seems like every move you made this offseason kind of had defense in mind. Do you feel like you have done enough in that department? And just what have you made of just kind of trying to, at least moving up from where you guys were last year defensively?
It was our goal going in to to add depth and add defense. And, you know, that's a lens we look through. It wasn't the only one, but certainly a lot of our moves, whether it was re-signing, you know, Mo or getting Alex Len or drafting Davion, all those things will certainly tie into helping our defense. And I think looking up and down our roster, more size, you know, more defensive acumen, and I think other guys that have improved and will continue to take steps on that end. And you know, I think Luke and Mike Longobardi and the rest of the coaching staff will continue to you know, raise that level on that end, and we'll need to.
Go to Crystal Salta.
Hello, Mr. McNair. Thank you for your time. From your perspective, what do you like most on this group of guys about this season, and what is your main expectation, and what is the ceiling of that group?
So far, I think what I've liked the most is like the versatility of our entire roster, seeing different combinations, you know, out there, and envisioning even others that we can try. You know, I think at least compared to last year, we have a lot of you know, kind of tools in the tool belt that Luke can do, whether he needs to match up smaller, bigger, more offense, more defense. You know, I think the versatility of the roster, not just positionally, but skill set wise, is really interesting.
And this team has 16 years not to play in the playoffs. How hungry you are this season to make a playoff spot?
Yeah, we certainly know that and acknowledge that. But again, we can't just snap our fingers and get there. And so right now, with training camp looming around the corner, it's a narrow focus. Luke and his staff have already been prepping to get the guys going next week. And it's, what can we do? You know, what can we do in the near term? What can we do on day one? And continue that into day 2, 3, et cetera. But that's really the focus, one step at a time.
Go back to Jason Anderson.
Yeah, Monty, a couple more. Davion, we were talking with Tyrese last week, and Ty said you guys have already had to throw Davion out of the gym. It seems like he lives there. Is that accurate? Have you guys actually had to tell him, look, you know, take a break, go home, get some rest once in a while?
Well, I think you guys are seeing what we loved about Davion in the draft. His work ethic is incredible, and that's something that we're just going to continue to feed, not just for him, but like I said, how it rubs off on everybody else. So no, we want Davion in the gym. We want Davion continuing to do what he does, and really, you know, we'll just fine tune it and get him to a point where he's doing that for 82 games and hopefully more.
Okay. You know, last year when you came in, and a lot of these guys came in, the COVID situation made it difficult for you guys even to be in the gym together all at one time. How different is it now? And you know, how beneficial is that going to be in terms of this team getting prepared for the season?
We're certainly still dealing with COVID, but the league's done a great job. We'll continue to partner with them. Last year, we were able to get through the season, and you know, I think for our guys, having gone through that, we'll be prepared and ready to roll.
James Ham.
Yeah, Monty, coming into last season, depth was such a huge issue. Do you think that between the trade deadline and the draft and free agency and everything else, do you think you adequately stocked up and have the depth that you need going into this season?
Yeah, we think so. As we look at it, we have a really good mix of veterans as well as some younger guys that, as we saw in summer league, you know, can step up and you know, hopefully help us as needed. And, you know, as Luke and I have said, whoever can step on the floor and help us win is who's going to play. And, you know, whether it's injuries or whatever that night, that opponent, that, you know, that game brings out, we think we have the guys that can do that, hopefully 1 to 17. So, you know, hopefully it'll be able to manifest itself how we think it will.
And with the issues in Minnesota over the last few days, there were rumors that you guys may have picked up another front office personnel person. Is that accurate? And can you confirm any of that?
Yeah, unrelated, but we were able to add, Sagar Sarin, who we had worked together in Houston, and he'll be joining our scouting staff.
All right, back to Sean.
Yeah, sorry, just one more for me. Just with obviously the expectation of making the playoffs and the play-in tournament, is it feasible to have any monicum of success or meet expectations falling short of the playoffs this season?
Certainly that's our kind of end goal, but the goal is just what you do, and then you got to set your journey, and like we talked about, we got to start and take care of what we can take care of, obviously control what we can control, and that really is what next week is going to start. So for us, we think as long as we are more consistent this year, that's a big thing. We're going to compete every night. We have to do that night in, night out. We have to improve our defense. We do those things, we think the wins will follow, and everything else will take care of itself. So we're focused, much more narrow focus on what we can control today and tomorrow.
All right, Jason Jones.
Yeah, Monty, I just realized we hadn't talked to you during the summer, so we hadn't asked you about Tristan Thompson. That was a move that maybe some people kind of thought was kind of a head scratcher, just adding another big. But what do you see from that he can add, and how do you envision Luke using him as a veteran big, a guy who's been around winning and probably has an understanding of he does have an understanding of championship level defense?
Yeah, I think Tristan brings not just versatility, the ability to play both big spots, but a championship pedigree. We want to continue to, like I say, not just balance our roster in maybe a positional sense, but with experiences. And Tristan's one of the best offensive rebounders in the game. He has found a way to make himself an impact player at many different stops, and we think he'll bring that here, both when he's on the floor, as well as with some of our younger guys, teaching them how to succeed in this league.
And you talked about interchangeable players, a lot of the flexibility you have. But when you look at the front court with some of the bigs, do you see situations potentially where a guy like Rashawn maybe can play four because you have some more size behind him and maybe help him as far as wear and tear and even foul situations now that you are a bigger team in that regard?
Certainly, I think we'll have options there, and some of our guys. Rico's done a great job. We don't cut off any guy's development, and whether it's Damian Jones or Alex Len or others, who can, if they can shoot the three, if they can play make from the outside, maybe we can play two bigs together. That's going to be up to Luke and how he sees it. But I think he's excited about the different matchups, different things he can do. And I do think our guys, while again, they may occupy the same 1 to 5 position, have very different skill sets and can complement each other on the floor.
We'll just do a couple more. Crystal Salters, back to you.
Yes, Mr. McNair, one more for me. With De'Aaron, Tyrese, and Davion, the same team in the 3-guard lineup, how excited you are not only about this season, but about the future of that organization with those 3 guys?
Yeah, they we've already seen them out there together and playing against each other and pushing each other. Again, I think those 3 guys, their personalities complement each other and their games complement each other. And I think in the way the NBA is played these days, no reason that those guys can't be out there, be incredible on defense and of course score the ball on offense. So excited to see how they work together even more as camp starts.
There we go. Last one, Carmichael Dave.
Hey, Monty. When you came on the scene last year, one of the things you talked about was, in addition to adding talent piece by piece, to maintaining or creating flexibility for opportunities as they presented themselves, small and big. And I'm curious, in your mind, looking at the whole situation, roster cap, et cetera, now as opposed to a year ago, do you think you have as much, more or less? Where do you think that flexibility stands today?
Yeah, I think the same or more, and we really like, as I mentioned earlier, answer, we like our roster 1 to 17, and we think we have guys who can obviously help now, guys who are continuing to grow, even guys like Harrison, who probably had a career year last year, as he's 9-10 years into the league. So not just our young guys that can continue to improve. So I think we're in a great spot with the talent we have and what we can do going forward. And like I said, we're ready to hit the ground running on Monday.
Okay, last one. Thank you, Monty.
All right. Thank you, guys. Hopefully see y'all in person a little bit this year. Don't be shy.
All right, thank you, everyone. We will send more info coming up.